there, I'm Amy Murray from Teaching Exceptional Kinders. Thanks for checking out today's video all about Gingerbread Man books to use in your kindergarten classroom. Our gingerbread unit was always one of the favorites in my kindergarten classroom. It's a fun way to celebrate the holidays without celebrating just Christmas, and you can have fun and embrace the holiday chaos and include everyone in the fun. All right, before we get too far into things, please, if this content is helpful, please like and subscribe. That lets YouTube know to show it to other kindergarten teachers like you. All right, let's take a look at my favorite books. This is my favorite version of the gingerbread story. It is called The Gingerbread Boy. It is very close to the original folk tale of the gingerbread. Before I talk too much about it, I know some teachers shy away from the gingerbread stories because the gingerbread man does get eaten at the end of the story, but I find that kids accept it because he's a cookie and cookies are meant to be eaten. And so it has never been a big deal in my classroom, and we just handled it like that if it came up. Well, that's what happens to cookies, right? So in this story, there are a couple of vocab words that you'll need to talk to your students about. One of those vocab words is threshers. They're like the farmers who thresh the wheat, so you'll talk about that. And the other one isn't so much a vocab word, but these are the mowers. This does not look anything like a lawnmower or any kind of mowing equipment that your students might be familiar with, so you'll talk about way back when this is how they mowed things. So it's kind of fun that way. It's like an old school version of the gingerbread story. So that is my very first favorite. On to the next. All right, number 2, The Gingerbread Man. This is retold by Jim Aylesworth. Sorry, wrong side of the book there. And this is also pretty traditional in its telling, and sometimes it's easier to get your hands on than the Gingerbread Boy, because I got this from Scholastic. I know I've seen it there over the years, but this one is very much similar as far as like the old school pictures and drawings and things like that. It does not have the threshers in it. It does have a butcher though. So it has a little bit of a different flair for things too. And he goes back, and then the cow and the other animals have people qualities to them. And the pig in the story is called the Old Sow. And so that's another vocab term that you'll need if you choose this version of the story. But I do like to read them both in the classroom and just sort of compare what was the same, what was different, what characters are the same, what characters are different. It's a very simple comparison, but effective with your kindergartners. After I've read The Gingerbread Man and The Gingerbread Boy, I love reading The Gingerbread Girl. This is so fun, and it's very girl power friendly for the ladies in your classroom. So then the Gingerbread Girl, she goes through just like the Gingerbread Boy and runs from people, but she outsmarts the fox at the end and gets away. So she compares herself throughout the whole book to the Gingerbread Boy. So it's a fun follow-up and comparison to the Gingerbread Boy. And there's another one called The Gingerbread Girl Goes Animal Crackers. Again, these both I got from Scholastic. A fun way to add to your gingerbread unit. Truly, I could talk about gingerbread books forever, but I just have 2 more I want to share with you today. Jan Brett has a series about Gingerbread Baby. This one's called Gingerbread Friends, and we would talk about this one when we did gingerbread houses, because in this story, the little boy makes a gingerbread baby, and he goes off on this adventure to find friends because he's lonely. Okay, and true to Jan Brett, there's another story happening in the margins the whole time where the little boy's making. So you can actually see him making the friends while the gingerbread baby is off on his adventures. And then he gets back, and the little boy's been waiting for him, and he sees these little cupcakes to get up there. And the kids love this part. Hasn't been open in a while. Then he has all the gingerbread friends and he is amazed, and it's awesome. So that is, and you can see all the details. So that's why we used it to introduce our gingerbread houses, and then they could make a little village for all their gingerbread friends. So that's by Jan Brett. You can see way back there behind me, there's Gingerbread at Christmas, same gingerbread baby, another story. That one is Christmassy. And then there's the book Just Gingerbread Baby. That one's harder to find for some reason. Gingerbread Friends, again, Scholastic. So you can find it that way. All right, I saved my favorite for last. This is the Gingerbread Pirates. This book has awesome illustrations, but in full disclosure, it does talk about Santa, and the setting is Christmas Eve. So if you're avoiding those topics, this book isn't for you. But if you can mention them, this is an awesome story about a Captain Cookie adventure. So in the beginning, Jim and his mom are making gingerbread pirate cookies. And here's Captain Cookie. And over here you can see his crew is stuck and he's got to save them. So Jim takes Captain Cookie to bed, and his wish right at bedtime is that Captain Cookie has a ship. So then off he goes on his adventure to rescue his crew, right? And he goes on all these adventures that your students will absolutely love hearing about. And finally, like the cliffs, which are the stairs, and then he has to climb things, and he encounters cats, and it's awesome. Then where is he? Sorry. Then they find this big man in the house, and it's Santa. And he helps to rescue Cookie's crew, and then he asks about them, and you see they're talking, and he said, the Captain Cookie's like, Christmas, what is it? I wish somebody would tell me what that is. I have no idea. And Santa laughs and says, come on, I'll show you Christmas. And you can see the boat that he left for Jim, and all the things, all the cutlasses and all the the pirate things that the cookies thought they were missing are there. And then all the cookies suddenly have turned into toys using Santa's Christmas magic. And you'll see then Jim wakes up and he's so in love with his toys. Best of all, the captain had a cutlass and a peg leg, and Jim loved him best of all. And so you can see the kids will infer that Santa turned Captain Cookie into a toy for Jim for Christmas. So it's got all the adventure and the Christmas magic wrapped up in beautiful illustrations. I hope your students will love it as much as mine have over the years. Thanks so much for stopping by to hear about my favorite gingerbread books that I used in the kindergarten classroom. I'd love to hear yours, especially if it's one I didn't mention. Drop a comment down below and let me know. I will also leave Amazon links to all of these books down there under the video, so you can check them out if you'd like to pick them up for your classroom. Like I said, I did get some of them on Scholastic as well, so you can always check there. All right, if you need to get in touch with me, you can find me on Instagram at teachingexceptionalkinders, or shoot me an email, amy@teachingexceptionalkinders.com. Until next time, have an exceptional day.